Very good morning, children. Welcome back to another class with me. Over the last few weeks, we have learned one chapter in English from your main textbook and also one topic in grammar, which was sentences. Moving on in grammar, I decided to start the next topic, which is nouns. I'm sure you all have learned what are nouns, some types of nouns, and you will also be able to identify the types of nouns. Shall we just proceed with what are nouns and the types and examples for them? Okay, let's first answer to this question. What are nouns? Yes, you got it right. Nouns are naming words. So, what are these naming words for? What do we name? We name the people, place, animals, and things. When we say we name these animals, places, people, and things, what comes to our mind? Yes, you are right. We remember the game called Name, Place, Animal, and Thing. Let's proceed further and look at the kinds of nouns that we have. We have common noun, proper noun, collective noun, countable noun, uncountable noun, material noun, and abstract noun. I'm sure you have learnt many of these till the last year. Let's look at what they are and some examples. So when we talk about common nouns and proper nouns, we know that common nouns name the people, place, animal, or thing in common. So if we say boy, it can be any boy. Suppose I say call a boy from your class. It can be just any one boy in general. But when I say call, suppose Rajan, call Rajan from class 8B. So that means I'm talking about one particular boy. That is proper noun. So when I name a person, that becomes proper noun. When I just say a person, it is a common noun. Similarly, place. So place can be anything. It can be a road, it can be a building, it can be just a city. When we start naming those places, it becomes a proper noun. For example, when I name the street, suppose I just say that it is Rajeshwari Nagar. That means I am talking about a particular area. When I say Mysore city, it is not just any city. It is the Mysore city. So it becomes a proper noun. So common nouns and proper nouns share a good relationship among them. So common noun, when we say fruit, it can be any fruit. But when I say apple, apple is a particular type of fruit. Similarly, teacher. Here we see the name Madam Tan. It can be anyone. You can name your English teacher or you can name your class teacher. So when you name your teacher in particular, that teacher becomes your proper noun. So boy, like I told you earlier, call Rajan from a particular class. So the class as well as the boy becomes our proper noun. So similarly, you can name a book, a city, biscuit, car. So when we say biscuit, we are going to name the brand or the type of biscuit so that it becomes a proper noun. Car, you just name name the brand of a car. For example, here it is given Honda City. The maximum run car brand in India is Maruti or Maruti Suzuki. Similarly, shoe. The first name that comes to a person's mind is Bata. So similarly, you have Adidas, Nike, etc., etc., and further. So shall we move on to the next one? When you are given sentences or words, can you find out common nouns and proper nouns from them? Alright, let's move on. The next topic we see here is collective noun. So what are collective nouns? The words which are used for naming a collection of people or things. Grouping a particular, naming a particular group is called collective noun. So some examples here are school. We use school as a collective noun for fish. We don't call fish as fishes in plural. So we just name it as school of fish, a choir of singers. So you all remember, children, in your morning assembly, there will be a group of children standing on the stage and they'll be singing the prayer and other students will be following them. So that group of singers is called as choir and we call it as choir of singers. Like that we have other words which are named for particular groups. Here you can see some examples of collective nouns. Take time and go through all of these. That's all. Then we'll look at material noun. So material noun is the name of the raw material or the basic substance using which things are made. So before a thing is made, it will be a raw material. For example, take the chair you sit in. It can be made of wood, it can be made of plastic, it can be made of metal. But then plastic, wood and metal are your material noun, whereas the chair is your common noun. Similarly, here some examples are given like iron, gold, brass, marble, copper, steel, cotton and silver. All these are used for making some things, ornaments, furniture and so on. Cotton is used for making clothes. Silver is used for making vessels or ornaments and so on. So here some sentences are given. You have to find out the material noun from the following. Just do this as an exercise. If you have a doubt, you can just contact me through my WhatsApp number. Here see how they have mentioned material nouns. So input of an end product is called as material noun. So what is input here in this case? It is plastic. What is the end product? Product, that is the output. Output is chair. What else can you make from plastic, children? If you look around you, wherever you are sitting, I'm sure you'll find a minimum of 5 items which are made of plastic. Plastic is everywhere around us. Alright, let's move on to the subject. So these chairs are made of plastics, which is incorrect. These chairs are made of plastic. So the word plastic is a noun which cannot have plural because it is a raw material. Raw material cannot be made into plural nouns. So plastic remains plastic only. Iron remains iron. Gold will be gold. It will not be golds. So if you have ornaments made of gold, you can say gold ornaments but not gold. Similarly, plastic chairs, plastic tables. Alright. So the next one we are going to see today is abstract noun. What is an abstract noun? Here we are not going to touch or take or see or experience this particular noun. So these nouns just express ideas, concepts or qualities which cannot be seen or experienced. These can only be thought about or felt. For example, beauty. Beauty is an abstract noun which can only be thought about. When you look at the rose, you feel that it is beautiful. So you feel the beauty of the rose. So the word beauty is abstract noun. You feel happiness. What is the feeling there? It is the feeling of being happy. So happy becomes your abstract noun in that place. So here a few abstract nouns are listed. You can just go through it. Take your time and go through this and understand how they are named under the abstract nouns. Okay children, we have a few more things to discuss before we wrap up these nouns. I'll continue this explanation in the next video. I'm going to give you a small assignment. Try to complete it and then I'll post you the answers for these exercises in a day or two. Thank you children. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you next week with another video.